Hey guys, Amir Bajwa here, and in this video, I want to show you how I'm booking 60 to 80 qualified appointments per month using this personalization strategy. And it's a complete system that I've made myself by following other people and by taking information from different sources, from different experts, and I've made it my own, and I've made a system which is consistently booking me qualified appointments. And it's a very specific personalization strategy where you can leverage some specific details to come up with a personalized copy. And what I'm essentially doing is I'm using Clay and I'm using the prospects like details like LinkedIn company description and all this stuff to come up with this. And in this video, I'll break down everything, exactly the framework that I'm using, and you could implement this on your own. And I can assure you, if you follow it exactly how I'm showing you, you will book more appointments with your ideal client profile. With Clay, you can do a lot more stuff. So it's not just about personalization. With Clay, you could build qualified lead list because it has it can pull data from LinkedIn company profiles, a lot of other stuff. And in the future videos, I'll show you everything. But this video is mainly to show you the exact system, the personalization system that is consistently booking me more appointments. And I'm getting like 3 to 4 positive replies of people who are ready to book on a call with me, not just positive replies every single day, and more from my clients, from like 1,000 emails sent per day or even less than that. So if you implement this personalization strategy with volume, then I assure you, you will book meetings, you will close deals. So without wasting any more time, let's dive right into it, how I'm doing everything. And I'm also going to link the resource which will walk you through the entire step-by-step process. And you can just simply copy and paste the framework inside your Clay, and you guys would love it. So let's dive right into it on how I'm doing it. So when you log into Clay, once you sign up, so you can get a free trial essentially if you want to try this out without spending any kind of money. If you want to firstly try this tool out, and I assure you, you will book meetings if you utilize it properly and if you use exactly how I'm showing it to use. So first things first, when you log in, when you sign up, you will see something like this, right? And you will have some credits, which is like 966 credits. And the reason why I'm using this account is to show you, you could essentially utilize these credits, and you could do all the personalization that I'm showing you to do. So first things first, if you click on new table, there are some amazing things you could do just apart from also personalization, but the main topic for today's video is going to be how to personalize um, to get responses. So first things first, if you have a lead list that you want to import inside Clay, you would simply click on this new table and you would click on import companies from CSV, and then you can go ahead and upload that here, right? But what I'm going to do now is I don't have any data for the sake of this video, and I'm going to build a lead list from Clay. I'm going to enrich the leads. I am going to write personalized copy by showing you everything, like fully transparent, and then I will show you how I input that into a cold email software, which I use instantly and get responses from there. So let's dive right into it. So what I'm going to do now is there are a few things you could do. So find companies from LinkedIn. You could find companies from LinkedIn based on your kind of ideal client profile, based on what you want, right? Let me put myself in the corner. And what you could also do is you can find people from LinkedIn. So let's say you want to find certain people with certain job titles: owner, partner, CEO, founder, XYZ. You can also input these details, right? So you can do owner, founder, CEO, and all this stuff. And you could do experience, bio. I wouldn't recommend doing bio. You could do location, profile, a lot of stuff, and language and stuff, right? So if you want, you could do this and you could directly get these details from here. There are some amazing things you could do. So let's say you want to generate local leads, you can also do that. And you could find people from Apollo. So it directly has an API, I guess, through Apollo, and you could do that. But for the sake of this video, since Clay has already gotten these SaaS companies, and right now I'm targeting some SaaS companies for me and my clients. So for the sake of this video, what we're going to do is we are going to use like some companies that um, Clay has already generated for us, right? But you could generate it yourself through using these. Let me know if you want more information on that. So as you see, I selected Series A funded companies. I've never done that before. I'm doing this for the first time, doing this. So we have about 4,500 companies, and there are companies from different countries. So first thing we can do, if we want to only target certain locations, we could firstly put a filter. And as you can see, if I put a filter here, so what I did was I clicked on this, I clicked on filter on this column, and I did United States, right? So it only selected US for me, and now we have only, I guess, 5,000 or something. How many are in the US? Let's see. Yeah, we have 5,000 companies from the US that are recently funded. So they've acquired some funding and they must be looking for growth. So this is the kind of sheet that we'll be using. So if you have already a lead list, so you could watch my previous videos where I talk about the best platforms, and you can watch this. But you need to make sure that you're targeting the exact ICP, which is ideal client profile. Otherwise, none of what we're doing would make sense, and you're essentially targeting an industry or niche which doesn't really need your service. Now, let's say we found our kind of companies that we want to target, which is SaaS companies. Now we want to enrich those with decision makers, right? So what we'll simply do is click on enrich, and we can enrich with decision makers. So find contacts, just copy what I'm doing, find contacts at company. But for that, we need LinkedIn. So yeah, we do have LinkedIn. That's perfect. So find contacts at company, and we have LinkedIn. So it all automatically mapped it to this LinkedIn. Now what you need to do is you need to enter who you're looking to target. So owner, founder. Most of these SaaS companies would be like co-founder. Let's just also do like this: co-founder, CEO, chief executive officer, right? So you could do all this. And if you want to exclude certain job titles, you could do that. If you want to make sure that the CEO's location is also United States, so you could do that. If you want to exclude certain locations, you could do that. But I think we're good with that. So languages, English, yeah. So I think that's fine. Continue to add fields. We could do full name, first name, last name, their LinkedIn profile URL, because what I'm showing you, we would need all these details. So make sure you do exactly as I'm showing you. And we could leverage their LinkedIn summary. We don't really need their bio, but you could if you want. So yep, so this is the personal data, and this would be enough. So let's run it for 10 rows and see if we'd be able to pull any data. Yep, so as you can see, out of 10, we were only able to find like 3. And that won't be the case if you have a lead list from like a source like Apollo or things like that. It might be the case, but what we're going to do for the sake of this video, I'll run it for let's say 100 or 50. And then we have enough data size to like do all the stuff that we are going to do in this video. So choose the number of rows to run. So let's run 40 starting from 11. And the next step would be after we find the decision makers, we've already, and now we need to enrich LinkedIn with their LinkedIn company. So we have their LinkedIn company summary because we'd use that in the AI copy. So this is really important. Yep. So now what we have is it ran until 50. And now what we can simply do is we can put a filter to find, I think we could go ahead and do up until 100. But what we can do is we can find up until, we can put a filter, and then only we'd have the names and stuff. So we won't be doing, we won't see anything that's not what we need. So let me just quickly run. Yep. So what I did was I ran it until 100, and now I have a list of people, which I'll go ahead and I'll put a filter. So I only want to use those leads. So just go ahead and filter on this column, and name should be text is not empty. So what we're telling it is if it's empty, don't include it. So we have like 50 out of 100. Out of 100, yeah, we were able to find 50 people that are decision makers, like owner, founder, CEOs, co-founder, and stuff. And now we'll go ahead with the next steps. And I know you must be waiting for AI personalization, and we'll get to that, but I want to show you the power of this tool. Like I'm doing everything inside it. Using the free credits, that's the best part. Now, let's enrich the LinkedIn company. So let's go LinkedIn company, enrich company. Okay. Yeah, so the main thing we need apart from name and stuff is like this thing. This is the main thing which the LinkedIn company description which we're using to come up with the AI copy. We could use a lot of stuff, and I'll show you there's no hard and fast rule. Like it's not set in stone. Like you could use whatever you want, but what I've seen is the LinkedIn company description is to the point. It has all the necessary information which we need, and B2B businesses really put effort into writing the LinkedIn company description in a way where if someone looks up their LinkedIn company description, they would understand. So the AI also understands it better too. And yeah, and we basically can do it efficiently and quickly. So let's do that. Let's include the company size also, just for the sake of this video. And let's include their, I guess we have the name. We have the name, but let's include the name as well from LinkedIn. So let's include founded and locality. Yep. So, and let's run it. Okay. Okay, as you can see, it found all the 10 companies. As you can see, the data is directly being pulled from LinkedIn, because if you go here, they have the logo and everything, all the cool stuff here. And it included all the necessary information which you needed. So we have the company size, their industry, their SaaS, of course, but which kind of industry they're targeting, perhaps, and when were they founded, their locality, and everything. Now we could go ahead and run it for all, because we have all data. So just simply you could click here and run all rows that I haven't run or have errors. So it'll run all the remaining ones. And now we are done up until this part. Now we have to find verified work email, and you can do this also inside Clay. That's really cool stuff. So let's just go ahead, and what you need to write here is find. So you'll write work email. Yeah, and there are two things you could do. So there's a waterfall enrichment. By waterfall enrichment, what it means is, let's say if this Clay enrichment thingy, why does it say Prospio? It should say Clay. Just give me one sec. Work email. Yeah. So what it means is, if this Clay enrichment is not able to find the company the work email, it'll automatically fall to the next one and the next one and the next one until it is able to find the email, right? If it's not able to find, then you will see like email not found. And at the end, what we have here is also zero bounds. So it's actually even validating it inside Clay. So this is really cool stuff. And I'll show you right now. This is the best one that I've used. Why does it keep changing it to Prospio? I don't understand. Wait. Okay, so this logo is for the Clay enrichment, which I will try and use. But it should say Clay enrichment, which is not saying. So if you want to use Claygen, so what is Claygen? Claygen is their internal tool which goes out into the internet and it searches data for you. And this is really amazing. I've been able to do some amazing personalization with this tool, because ChatGPT cannot go out into the internet and go search, let's say, go scrape websites for you, go to their LinkedIn about pages, go to their website testimonial pages and stuff. But with Claygen, they've made it so it goes out into the internet and it does all the tasks for you, like an assistant who's going out and researching. and then you could leverage that in your copy, and it's super cool. And I'll show you how you could use that in the next video, perhaps, because otherwise this video would be extremely long. So, and you need to use your own GPT key for that, by the way. So let's go ahead and let's try and run this stuff. Okay, now you need to select the full name, which is, you can map it from here easily. Their company domain we're using is from this, and it's also going to validate. So about, we're going to use 3 credits for each successful one, but if it's this one is not able to find, then it's going to fall down to the next one. So we are going to use a bunch of credits if we use waterfall enrichment, right? So as you can see, it's working. Hey guys, so one really important thing that I've done to basically get all the correct responses is if you map it with the website that you got from whatever tool you use from this one, it's getting all the responses correctly. But if we are mapping it inside this tool, inside this enrichment, like we have website from here, sorry, the LinkedIn company enrichment, then it's not able to generate stuff. I don't know why, but this is what's happening. Like, it's not able to like take data from here and enrich properly, but it can take data directly from here and it's able to generate stuff. Don't exactly know, but this is what's working and it saves a lot of time. So what we're going to do is we're going to run all the columns that haven't been run. So let's just click on this, run all that haven't been run, and we'll have emails of all the decision makers that we want to reach out to. Isn't it really cool? Okay, awesome. So we've done all the steps until here. We found the verified email, LinkedIn, and all this stuff. Now we need to generate the AI copy, which you guys have been waiting for the last 15 minutes. And I wanted to show you this in the beginning, but if you don't know up until here, and if you don't know the power of Clay, then I thought it'd be best if I show this to you. Now, the main thing, when you are doing a personalization, you simply go ahead and write AI, and you'll select this one, which is use AI, right? And then I've done all the hard work for you, right? So you don't have to sit down and write all these prompts. So what we are essentially doing here is we'll be training this AI model to respond in a way and in the exact tone which we want it to. So you exactly see what I'm doing, and you just follow me. So what we're doing here is we're giving it a prompt which says, you are an assistant helping me write personalized icebreakers to connect with key decision makers of companies. Don't include anything that comes off as salesy, and don't be overly formal, right? And then we're going to map out the data points that it can use to do it for each single company. Now, craft a concise, personalized opening line for a cold email to the decision maker of, now we're going to do company name, we're going to map it, and you can do this by / using the input. Now we're going to write the LinkedIn company description, right? Not the personal LinkedIn about section, but the LinkedIn company description. And you can simply see this here, right? So if you just hover over to this, you will see this. So you select this and other description, right? So if you have other sort of descriptions that you want to leverage, let's say you're pulling data in from Apollo and you have their SEO description, which is like to the point and not some keyword and stuff, then you can also leverage that. And I'll just see if I could leverage their LinkedIn personal about section, if it makes sense, but I don't think I would. Yeah, so I don't think it's needed here. So building a brand that is authentic, this is like personal stuff. We can leverage that, but not really necessary. So now we're going to do incorporate specific keywords. I'll show you by putting it inside. So you'll see what I'm trying to do here. Now what I'm telling it is incorporate specific keywords from the input, which means it's going to use the specific keywords that it finds from their LinkedIn company description, and limit the message to 40 words. So it's not going to get past 40 words because we don't want it to write a long Shakespearean letter to these people. It's going to be just the first line that we're trying we wanted to write, and don't end with a question, because we would be writing the questions manual, right? We don't want AI to give so much power that it also start asking questions, right? Because we also want to have our own input inside. So we're just using it as a tool to fast track the process and personalize. So I've been researching about company, and now what I'm doing is, you could also do this, is you could even add in a prefix, right? So you don't waste time in your cold email systems. So what we can do here is we can have a prefix. So let's say start with this line. So it will start with like, hey John, I've been researching, it's Amir from Corbett. We can say it's Amir from XYZ, or you could say, hey, whatever you want. And I've been researching about your company name and I'm intrigued by, and then it'll write message that would start after this. So it's really cool stuff which you can do. Now what we're doing, this is the really important stuff. Now you're gonna click on add example and you'll add inputs and outputs. So what we're trying to do here is we are training the AI model to learn, if we give certain output, what kind of input, what kind of output should you generate? And now the AI will get trained by our inputs and outputs. We're going to give it a few examples, and then we'll generate like a test response and see how it's performing. So I'm going to copy and paste all this stuff. I'm going to pause, and then I'm going to come back. Okay, so what I've done is I've added in 4 examples, and I'm going to go through one of them so you understand what we are training the AI to do here. So let's go to the first example, right? So what we're telling it is the exact same thing. You are an assistant helping me write personalized icebreakers, don't include it. And instead of just leaving this blank like company name, we're adding a real company with a real LinkedIn description. And when I was reaching out to certain companies, I added this and I've reiterated it multiple times, the input. So the input is exactly copied from LinkedIn, right? So it was a big description. And at the end, we're gonna still use this. You can just simply copy and paste the entire prompt and it'll work as good as if you wanna make changes. So, and the output, I've actually manually did the output, and I did a little trick where I generated one from AI and then I changed it. I made some changes. So what you could simply do is you could write a few inputs and outputs if you have a very different use case, or if you have a very different ICP or stuff, if you're not doing like B2B or something. But if you have a normal kind of industry that you're going after, you can simply copy and paste this thing and it'll work amazing. So I've added an input. I've added in the outputs that I wanted it to generate exactly how I wanted it, and now it's trained to generate responses how I want it to. And I'm also going to add in the tone, so you'll understand how powerful this thing is. And you just leave it as custom. And now I'm telling it like your job is to start conversations with key decision makers using cold email. You speak in a very friendly tone without coming off as a salesman, because that's what we are not trying to come off as. You always talk about decision maker's company and give a real compliment based on the company's software capabilities and services. The reason why I said software capabilities is because I'm going after SaaS right now. You could be going after something else, so you could change it. So now, really important thing, you want to use ChatGPT 4 if you want to come up with the best possible responses, and you want to be better than everyone essentially. Like very few people are using GPT-4 right now. So if you use GPT-4 Turbo, it'll be super awesome and amazing, but it's 10 times more expensive than GPT 3.5. And you can test it out and see if it's getting you results. And I know it'll get you book meetings, but it's about if you're acquiring clients. So we're going to use Clay's OpenAI API key for now, but once you run out of this, you can even use your own API key, which you can simply copy and paste from OpenAI. We're going to leave the creativity level as it is. We're going to stop we're going to leave it as it is. And let's run it and see what happens. We can try on for 5 rows and then see what happens. So as you can see, I've just did the try again, the free kind of thing, and it's not even going to utilize any sort of credits. And as you can see, the responses are super awesome. So let's go over the second one. Hey Justin, I've been researching about 10 beauty. The name is kind of off. but this is the name. And I'm intrigued by your innovative approach, combining robotics with beauty, and your impressive 13 million in pre-sold manicure part subscription. So AI was able to come up with exactly like it looks like there's a real person who did this, right? Your team's track record of launching 75 products is truly inspiring. If you were to hire someone, it would have took them at least like 10, 15, 20 minutes to come up with this data and then input it. And so now you can do this with AI. So this is crazy stuff. And I'm kind of like, and a lot of people don't even know how powerful this can be. So let's run it for 10 rows, and then we could run it for all the remaining ones. So let's go over one or two more. Let's go over one or two more. So let's go over this. Hey, Stefan, I've been researching about 3T biosciences and I'm intrigued by your innovative approach in leveraging the immune system to develop next generation therapies aimed at solid tumors and immune mediated diseases. The potential of your technology to make curative strides in cancer treatment is truly impressive. And the reason why it's generating responses like this is because I've trained it to. If you want it to be somewhat extremely professional, extremely friendly, or something different, you can train it to be like that based on the inputs and outputs you give it and train it to in the examples. So now let's go ahead and run it for the next 50 rows. Run all rows. Okay. And then we have like a personalized sheet which we can use in our outreach and get some amazing cool responses. So this is only the first kind of line, right? So this is the first paragraph. And after this, we have to add a call to action or something which we're trying to sell, or something like what is our offering. Then we have to dial in that, and I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so simply what we need to do now is we'll go ahead and export it as CSV. Then we'll go to Instantly and map this data inside Instantly. Okay, as you can see, I'm in my Instantly account, and you simply would go to campaigns. You could simply create, let's say you have a campaign with certain copy. So you know all this if you've been using Instantly. If you don't know, then I'll create a complete video guide on how to use Instantly. But you could find a lot of videos on Instantly. You would have all the resources in the Instantly Accelerator if you click on this mini rocket stuff. So let's create a duplicate and name it YouTube video. So duplicate, and let's refresh it. And we'll simply go ahead inside leads, right? When you click on campaign, go to leads, then add leads. We'll upload CSV, and then we'll go ahead and add it. And then we have to map, and you have to map everything correctly. So company, website, if you want, you could even do LinkedIn, right? If you later down the line, you want to simply go to the LinkedIn directly from Instantly. Country, this is all US, we don't need it. Name, we need the first name, last name, we don't really need the full name. The URL people, I guess, what was this URL? This is the company, okay. Summary, we don't need it. We don't need this. We need. Okay, so what I did was I added the ones that I wanted, which was like the personalized icebreakers, of course, and make sure that you do not add this one, that there would be two icebreakers. One would only have like a somewhat little information when you do it in a CSV, and the other one would have the entire thingy. So do this and make sure that you add in the validated work email as the main email, map it. Do not add this one because then this includes this kind of emoji as well. Right? And then you make sure whatever you want to map, you map, and then you upload all. You don't have to do verify leads because these leads are already verified. Right? Once you map it, okay, so as you can see now it says the final output, which is the previous one. Now I simply have to click on variables and map this out. So this is the personalized first line that we've generated. And now we can save it, and also we can preview this entire thing, like how it would look like on the prospect's end. So simply click on preview and you'll see how it looks. So it looks like, hey Kerry, I've been researching about your company name, and I'm intrigued by how you've masterfully combined wellness with genuinely craveable plant-rich products. Your dedication to nourishing food that supports vibrant lifestyle truly sets you apart. And I'm an experienced, like, you could come up with any call to action, but what I'm saying is I'm an experienced growth lead who's looking for a good SaaS product to scale. Should we chat? We can design a model. This is kind of my copy that I've been using, and I don't send a lot of follow-ups. I just send one, which is like, hey John, where do you go from here? Or hey, whatever, where do we go from here? And you can send like one more. Realistically, you can have one more, but I won't recommend more than 2 or 3 maximum, right? And then you have your personalized outreach stuff ready, and right now we have 50 leads. And also one really important thing which I would want to mention here is always test. How can you test? Is you click on preview and you select any of the emails that I've added here, and always check how it looks like, and how if the copy has some spam words which will lower the deliverability. So I'm going to test it out on one of my emails, and I'll show you how it looks like on the prospect's end. So as you can see, I've sent the email and it looks perfect, and it landed in the inbox, and it shows, hey Kerry, and all the good stuff. And if you want, you can increase the font size, do whatever you want. And I'll make more videos to show you how to do that. But this is it for this video. Let me know if it was helpful, and if you would like to see some more kind of videos like that. And I'm sure I'll get some positive replies just from these 50 leads, even if these leads were good. If people haven't really used these ones, because this was from SaaS, right? Sorry, this was what Clay already added for people to start from. So everyone was supposed to use kind of these leads to test stuff out. But if you get leads from a good source, like which I've mentioned here, and you can watch my previous videos or other videos, which I'll keep uploading. If you build lead lists from these tools, or if you build leads even from Clay, not just copy Clay's leads that they've added, right? Because what I've done is I just copied Clay's leads by just going here, and these are the starter leads which Clay gives to everyone, like, hey, go ahead and use these leads. Not this. If you clearly build lead lists by using Clay or from other sources, then like you will see responses. But I'm sure I'll see responses. I'll probably post, and then I'll show you in the next video if I get any responses from these leads. And yep, thank you so much for watching the video. Go ahead, like the video, comment what you want to see, because I'm here to provide value as much as possible, and I am here for you guys. If you want to know anything about lead generation, B2B lead gen, how to build qualified lead lists, how to book qualified appointments, because I've worked with multiple B2B businesses. I know how to book appointments, how to build sales pipeline for B2B businesses, for B2B SaaS businesses. So just let me know whatever you want to see, and I'd love to help you guys. So yep, thank you so much. Have a good one. Bye-bye.